Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are in the Manual for Teachers, Volume 3 of A Course in Miracles, and this is Section 25, Are Psychic Powers Desirable? If you'll please close your eyes and join me in prayer. Dear Father, if left to my own devices, my perception will be skewed. I surrender to you everything that I think and feel. God, please take my past, plan my future, send your spirit to redeem my mind that I might be set free. May I be your channel, God, and serve the world. May I become who you would have me be, do what you would have me do, go where you would have me go, and say what you would have me say, and to whom, God. God, please allow me to set aside everything I think I know for an open mind and a new experience. And so it is. Amen. The answer to this question is much like the preceding one. 196, both sections stress that the key element in what the thing in question, which is the belief in reincarnation or psychic ability, is used for. So the answer to the question is much like the preceding one. There are, of course, no unnatural powers, and it is obviously merely an appeal to magic to make up a power that does not exist. It is equally obvious, however, that each individual has many of which he is unaware. As his awareness increases, he may well develop abilities that seem quite startling to him. Yet nothing he can do can compare even in the slightest with the glorious surprise of remembering who he is. Let all his learning and all his effort be directed toward this one great final surprise, and he will not be content to be delayed by the little ones that may come to him on the way. Certainly there are many psychic powers that are clearly in line with this course. Communication is not limited to the small range of channels the world recognizes. If it were, there would be little point in trying to teach salvation. Footnote 197. As the paragraph goes on to imply, the reason that salvation would be impossible without the presence of communication channels beyond our physical senses, which is the small range of channels the world recognizes, is that we would be cut off from the Holy Spirit. Without his works in our minds, the process of salvation would not be able to take place. It would be impossible to do so. The limits the world places on communication are the chief barrier to direct experience of the Holy Spirit, whose presence is always there and whose voice is available but for the hearing. These limits are placed out of fear, for without them the walls that surround all the separate places of the world would fall at the holy sound of his voice. Footnote 198. Joshua 6:20. So the people shouted, and the trumpets were blown. As soon as the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people raised a great shout, and the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. The fall of the walls of Jericho has taken on a metaphorical meaning in our culture, representing any instant where the walls come tumbling down. In keeping with that metaphorical application, the above passage speaks of the fall of the walls that surround all the separate places of the world at the sound of the Holy Spirit's voice. Back to the text, who transcends these limits in any way is merely becoming more natural. He is doing nothing special, and there is no magic in his accomplishments. I think I cut it off with my mind before I finished speaking the word, and so I shut it down. He is doing nothing special, and there is no magic in his accomplishments. And that concludes the reading today for Section 25, Are Psychic Powers Desirable? Please join me for paragraphs 3 and 4 tomorrow. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Sorry about the lawnmower or hedge trimmer.